Now we start this hour in Europe's defining crisis, where a Russian oil refinery in Bashkortostan was hit by a drone attack, according to the regional governor, Radi Kabirov. The regional governor has also said that a fire broke out on the spot, but is being extinguished with minimal damage reported to the production site. Kabirov also has said that a second drone was also shot down. This comes after Ukrainian emergency services released videos showing the aftermath of Russian drone attacks in the southern Mykolaiv region. According to the emergency services, the strikes started fires in 2 private houses and outbuildings before being extinguished by firefighters. Moreover, Ukrainian media has reported that Russia launched 164 drones and a ballistic missile overnight as top EU officials gathered in Kiev for the annual Yalta European Strategy Conference. We are covering the ongoing Russia-Ukraine war. As you've just heard, many aerial strikes hitting each side, with Russia sending over 160 drones into Ukraine overnight. This comes as diplomatic efforts continue to end the war, which is coming into its 4th year. President Donald Trump has also said that and asked NATO countries to stop buying Russian oil completely and to even tariff China from 50 to 100%. In order to stop funding, quote-unquote, Putin's war machine. Hopefully we are joined by our guest who will discuss this further with us. Europe's defining crisis enters its 4th year. We are now joined by Keith Vaz, who is a former UK minister, and he joins us live from London. Keith, thank you very much. Always a pleasure for you to join us. Keith, we have just reported on escalating aerial strikes between sides, over 160 drones that have passed over the Ukrainian border. However, I want to talk about the progression diplomatically. Donald Trump today has called for NATO countries to tariff China 50 to 100%, and also to completely stop buying Russian oil. What are your thoughts on Donald Trump's statements today and his calls for NATO and EU countries to do this?
A good afternoon from London. This is just not going to happen. People cannot change contractual arrangements that have been made between themselves and other sovereign countries just because Donald Trump doesn't want it to happen. So he can call for what he likes. He obviously wants India to stop buying oil from Russia. There is no prospect of that happening. India has a contract with Russia that predates the war in Ukraine, and you can't suddenly just tear up these contracts because India is not a party to the proceedings between Russia and Ukraine. And similarly, that applies to the rest of the European Union. He wants to do this because he wants more countries to buy American oil, which is more expensive. This is just not going to happen. People are not going to put their economies at risk and try and save money in this way in order to do what the President of the United States asks them to do. This is, as I've said before, very dangerous territory when trade laws and trade decisions are being taken on a daily basis without any empirical evidence. It becomes very, very complicated. So he's made his plea. It's not going to happen. People are just going to carry on and do what they do.
Keith, earlier, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky told leaders at the annual Yalta European Strategy Conference that Russia's eastern offensive has failed. What are your thoughts on how the battlefield is developing? Obviously, Russia claims about 4 regions of Ukraine, including Crimea, which it annexed in 2014. But what are your thoughts on the dialogue that is surrounding this war currently?
Well, when war breaks out, truth is the first casualty. It does seem very odd, and it seems in contrast to what President Trump has just said. Volodymyr Zelensky has said that they're winning the war, but Trump is saying you should stop buying oil. So it's difficult to know who is telling the truth, in the sense that who is actually giving us an accurate account of what is going off. Everyone wants a ceasefire. Everyone. They want it all to stop. And that's what we thought we were getting in Alaska. What was the point of all that?
Yeah.
Bringing President Putin over to Alaska, all that drama, if at the end of the day, nothing was going to change. So I think this is a lot of frustration on the part of the American president. I think he's a peacemaker, actually. I don't think he's a warmonger. I think he wants peace, and he wants to make sure that his country does better out of that peace. It's not going to happen because other countries are simply not going to go along with it.
Keith, Vaz, please stay with us as we have further updates from Europe. Protests are underway in central